Imagine stepping into a city where east meets west, where the air is thick with the scent of spices. The call to prayer echoes from towering minarets, and silk merchants shout over the hum of the crowd. It's the 1700s, and this is the Ottoman Empire, a world of faith, trade, and power unlike any other on earth. But behind the grand palaces and the sultan's intrigue lies another story, the story of ordinary life. The craftsmen, the traders, the women of the harem, and the scholars of the mosque. What did it mean to live, work, and worship in one of history's most powerful empires? Today we step inside the daily life of the Ottoman world, from the bustling bazaars to the quiet courtyards of faith. For most Ottomans, life began and ended with the rhythm of faith. 5 times a day, cities across the empire pulsed with the call to prayer. From Istanbul to Damascus, from Cairo to Baghdad, Islam was not just a religion, it was the heartbeat of society. Mosques weren't just places of worship. They were schools, community centers, and shelters. Scholars debated theology and astronomy under their domes. Children memorized verses of the Quran by oil lamp. And on Fridays, the empire paused. The markets quieted, the workshops emptied, and men streamed into the mosques for the Jumu'ah prayer, a moment that united rich and poor alike before God. Faith wasn't separate from daily life. It defined it, shaping laws, social customs, and even the design of cities. In the Ottoman world, work was both survival and art. Guilds, known as esnaf, ruled every trade. Blacksmiths, tailors, bakers, tanners, jewelers, and coffeehouse owners. These guilds were more than economic units. They were brotherhoods built on loyalty, hierarchy, and faith. Apprentices learned under masters for years, sometimes decades. A young weaver might spend half his life mastering the intricate patterns of silk before earning the right to open his own shop. But not everyone worked the same way. In the countryside, peasants toiled on land owned by the state or the powerful elite. Their world moved with the seasons, planting in spring, harvesting in summer, and paying taxes that often left little behind. Meanwhile, in the cities, women played quiet yet powerful roles, running textile workshops, managing family businesses, or buying and selling property under Islamic law. Work in the Ottoman Empire wasn't just a job. It was identity, tradition, and status, all woven into one. If the mosques were the soul of the empire, the markets were its beating heart. Nowhere captured this better than the Grand Bazaar of Istanbul, a labyrinth of 60 streets and over 3,000 shops. Here, every item told a story. Persian carpets, Indian spices, Chinese porcelain, Venetian glass. The Ottoman Empire sat at the crossroads of the world, between Europe, Asia, and Africa. Trade was its lifeblood. Caravans brought silk and coffee from the east. Ships carried silver and cloth from the west. In the bazaar, bargaining was an art form. No price was final, no deal without ritual. Buyers sipped sweet tea as they haggled. Shopkeepers blessed their scales before each sale. But behind the noise and color was a system, carefully regulated, taxed, and protected by the state. Trade was power, and the Ottomans knew it well. As the sun dipped below the skyline, the empire slowed. Families gathered for supper, bread, lentils, and perhaps roasted lamb for the fortunate. Men met at coffee houses to talk politics and poetry. Women shared stories and songs in private courtyards. The city lights flickered to the rhythm of oil lamps, and from every minaret, the final call to prayer echoed into the night. In those quiet hours, the empire seemed timeless, a bridge between the ancient and the modern world. To live in the Ottoman Empire was to live in balance between faith and duty, work and worship, east and west. The 1700s may have passed into history, but the echoes of Ottoman daily life, in its food, its architecture, and its spirit, still linger in cities that were once its heart. This was the Ottoman Empire, not just an empire of conquest, but of craftsmen, believers, and dreamers.